We are still in New Mexico, still in the northern parts of New Mexico, but we'll be moving into Colorado soon. Our site that we're at right now is Angels Peak Scenic Area, Campground, BLM land.
All of that.
And it is a really great site. You know, you've got the Badlands just behind us. Literally, we're parked right on the cliff overlooking the Badlands. Angels Peak is right out our back window. We've got our big back window pointed straight at it. We'll get more into that in the site review that's coming out the Sunday after this video. As always, site review Sundays.
And this is going to be the very first site review Sunday that David has done. And don't freak out. Don't worry about it.
Don't freak out.
Well, I don't know.
No, don't freak out. I've done the video. It's not terrible.
What I mean by that is he was actually more thorough than I would have been at this for the campsite review that he did. So I actually think he's going to do really good at it. I'm excited.
Don't freak out.
Don't freak out, though, guys.
They're freaking out. But if you haven't noticed, behind us, that's our campsite, and we're sharing it with Thomas and Stacy of I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing, and we've actually been caravaning with them for about a week and a half now, and it's a new experience for us because we've never caravaned with anyone before. We have camped. We've shared campsites with friends before in the past, but we've never jumped from campsite to campsite with them. So this is a new experience with us, or for us. And so far it's very positive. We've really enjoyed sharing a campsite with our friends. We get lonely. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, we get lonely. And we miss family back home. We miss friends that are back home or that we've even met traveling. And it's just nice having friends with you on site, just so, I don't know, you're just not so lonely.
Someone to talk to, I guess? I don't know.
I think we plan on caravaning with I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing for 2 more weeks, I believe, maybe 3. What's really nice about caravaning with them is their sort of planning philosophy is very similar to ours, where we really go with the flow and we know where our next site is, but after that, it's a very fuzzy, rough, blurry idea of where we're going next, which is just a basic general direction or maybe a final destination, but where we're staying in between there is really fuzzy.
Yeah, we have to be here on this date, so what can we do between here and there?
Exactly. But they're very flexible, just like we are. So if for some reason, you've planned out these, a string of destinations, but for whatever reason, one of them turns out not working out, they have the same mindset we do as of, you're not no, we have to stay here because it's in the plans, or they don't get, super upset. They're just it didn't work out. Let's find somewhere new.
Yep. Today we're going to go and explore something called Ah-Shi-Sle-Pah Wash. I very likely butchered that name, and if someone knows how to pronounce it, just leave it in the comments below. But the reason we're gonna go and check that out is because the pictures we found online are so gorgeous, and this ridge behind us that kind of gets you closer to Angel's Peak, you can hike up and down these hills, and it's just so beautiful that we wanted to explore the Badlands a little bit more, and this Ah-Shi-Sle-Pah hike is supposed to be really cool. Now, Thomas and Stacy with I'm Not Lost in RVing are actually going to be riding with us. To save on fuel, it's about an hour-long drive, and they really wanted to check it out too. When we get there, though, we're going to be splitting off and doing our own thing. And yeah, I am so excited for this. I think it's going to be really cool. There are like fossils and something called hoodoos, and gosh, I don't even know, but I'm really excited. So let's get going.
Stuck the land. Nailed it. So what we're doing right now?
Alright.
Okay, so it's real slippery.
Mushroom thing. Careful.
Ah-Shi-Sle-Pah Wilderness Study Area has so far completely met expectations. We were walking on the trail and it was just kind of like a road or whatever, and then when you get here you make a turn and it just kind of like reveals itself, and you can see the hoodoos and you see down into the wash, and this is just a really unique place. And yeah, Badlands is the right word for it, because we've already found skeletal remains of animals that really kind of set the tone of what kind of place this is. It's really a harsh environment for anything to live in. But this is the first adventure we've gone on where it's not like an actual trail that you follow. There's no real path or real destination point. It's just this whole area is really cool, and you just kind of wander around, which is really cool in its own way. But at the same time, it's you can actually get lost here because of that. So this is the first time that right before we went on a trail, or not a trail, but on a, exploration, whatever like this, we stopped and we were like, okay guys, you can actually get lost here. So we kind of found a landmark off in the distance that was in the direction of our truck, of the parking lot or the parking area. And so if we did get lost, we knew to climb out of this wash, find that landmark, which is a cliff, a pretty unique looking cliff, and then to walk in that general direction and you'll find the parking lot. But we also, brought our drone. So did Thomas and Stacy. So we just said, if you get lost, put your drone up, find that landmark, and you'll know where to go. But we also because of that, we brought plenty of water, sunscreen, and we brought food as well. This whole backpack is basically a big water bladder. So we've got plenty of water for Jenni and I. But I don't think we're going to get lost anyway, because we're going to kind of stay in this wash. So to get back, we'll just follow our way back. And, Thomas and Stacy, they already ditched us. They already went on ahead. But no, that's because we wanted to stop at this like shaded spot for just a little bit and eat some snacks, hydrate a little bit. But they're probably lost already.
They're not lost, David. They're RVing.
Ha 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 ha. That's so funny.
I thought it was funny. It was so funny. It was funny, you guys. Day 1 of being lost in the desert. I can't find my husband. I've lost him. He's probably dead. I'm dying of dehydration here. I've got no water left. Nothing to do. I don't know which way to go. I'm sure I'm gonna die soon. But on the bright side, I found the shiniest rock in the world. I don't know if this can pick it up. Here's the other side. It is so shiny. I love it. Totally makes up for my husband being dead. Totally does.
Are you doing like a video diary thing?
Well, yeah, I'm dying in the desert.
I'm right here.
No.
Did I hear you say you're out of water?
I'm
like 10 minutes, Jenny.
I'm seeing things, you guys.
I
There's
was
like
just flying the
mirages
drone,
around. Like, I'm losing it. I really am.
You wandered off. I was flying the drone, and like now you're like dead and like lost in the desert. Video diary.
Oh. But seriously though, guys, look at this rock.
Oh, hey, I found some petrified wood.
Yeah.
Which actually you can keep petrified wood and invertebrate fossils that you find here. It says it on the website.
Yep.
But if you find vertebrate fossils, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to move them.
Yeah, you got to leave it there because it's like historical stuff. But hey, petrified wood.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm not dead. Did you see when I said I wasn't dead? She was like, it was like, oh, whatever. Oh, but my rock,
Oh, but my. I love you. I love you.
Can't get any love. Whatever. I am gonna go wander off.
All right. See you later. He was just a mirage anyway.
So we sort of found a downside to there not being like an actual trail to follow where you just kind of wander around. We thought we were like trekking into like new territory the whole time, and we've been wandering around for like an hour or 2 hours, I'm not really sure.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, for a little while. And we basically just made a big loop and we're right back where we started, where we wandered out of the wash and got kind of into this more open area. So we thought we were going deeper in, but we definitely were not. So we're not lost or anything. Excuse me. We're not lost or anything. We know where we are, but we just don't know how to get like deeper into the area.
Yeah, we've tried to go down a couple, like what looks like an extension of the wash, and it just ends up in a wall. We're just like,
okay, keep following that
So I don't know. I think Thomas and Stacy are in that direction, and we don't know how to get into that direction because there's just a wall.
Yeah, and it's not like super hot out right now, but just being in the sun for an extended period of time, you guys, I'm sure you know, it just kind of tires you out. You just kind of start feeling a little exhausted. So we found a nice shaded area again. Thankfully, with these hoodoos all over the place, they, some of them stick out like this one does and really shade, gives you a shaded area. Jenny's making lunch. We brought peanut butter and jelly. So yeah, we're gonna cool off a little bit, fuel up, and
try and find a way to get that way.
Yeah, that way.
That way.
So Jenny and I were wandering around just like in this wash because we found some big chunks of petrified wood we wanted to check out, and I ended up finding what appears to be the remains of an automobile or I don't know, something, but like this right here is a tie rod, what appears to be a tie rod, but it's so rusted, and I mean it's I don't know how old it is, but what I saw was this piece of wire that was just like hanging out, but it's all just buried in this muck. I don't know what this is and what all of this is, but it's definitely not natural. And then we've even got like some fabric right here, you can see. So I don't know what it is, but it's incredibly interesting. Like, what the heck happened out here? We're in the middle of the desert, like in the middle of, you know, Native American reservation land. I mean, this isn't reservation land itself, but it's surrounded by it. And then even on the other wall, there's all this stuff that's it's metal. It's really, really old steel. And then all the way back here, I found this. This is a coilover, or it's a spring, and this is the strut. You can see the strut running through it. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened here, but this is like a buried car. This is weird. So we just put the drone up. You just saw the footage, and I flew it back to the truck, the parking lot, just because I was curious. I was like, I wonder where Thomas and Stacy are. Are they still wandering around, or maybe they're waiting for us back at the truck? And sure enough, they were at the truck. Yeah, so they were sitting down in the shade of the truck, which is locked.
We should have given them the keys.
Yeah, now we feel bad. Well, what if we wanted to go back? I mean, it's our truck. But anyway.
I don't know.
We feel bad now because we're just out here, la, 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 you know, like having a great time. You know, we really lose track of time when we come to places that are this cool, because, you know, before we hit the road, we didn't even know that places like this even existed.
I know, this is just so bizarre.
Yeah, bizarre is a really good word for it. This is like truly the Badlands, and it is very bizarre. And so we're just like exploring everything. We're looking down in the washes, checking out all the hoodoos, and like, yeah, we totally lost track of time. And yeah, we feel bad because...
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and hightail it back.
Yeah, we would just call them, but again, we have no signal out here.
No
so yeah, book it back to the truck. Hopefully they haven't been waiting for
very long.
An hour. Yeah, I'm hoping, you know, like maybe they just got back to the truck.
Maybe. Let's hope for that.
Yeah.
We'll ask them when we get back, though.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Well, Jenni and I had a bet. So how long were you guys waiting?
When your drone flew over, we had just sat down.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes.
We were actually
that's
worried that we were going
good.
to take too long. And speaking of that, we probably should have put together a game plan.
We really should have. We felt like really
We were walking
stupid.
back and we were like, oh no, yeah, we definitely failed on this part.
Yeah.
Communication failure.
Yeah,
I told her, I was like, we should have said be back at the truck by like 4:30. If you're not there at 5:30, something's wrong.
And Jenni and I forgot to tell you guys that like when we go to
always take
places like this, we lose track of time, and we're like, we just have a blast, and we just completely forget what we're even doing. We're back at the RV for the night, and the very first thing that Jenni and I did when we got home is just immediately took showers because we were incredibly sweaty and there was sand blowing all around because, you know, we were in those washes, and that's all they are, is just loose sand. And since we had so much sunscreen on, we were just like sand magnets. So yeah, we were disgusting. So we took showers, good to go, and started cooking dinner. We're gonna eat with Thomas and Stacy over at their RV because they have more seating room than we do. But I made breakfast burritos, and usually recipes are, you know, we reserve our recipes for our patrons on our secret recipes page, but like this recipe it's so easy, it doesn't even matter. It's you know, I just cut up a russet potato, a nice big one if there's gonna, you know, if you want to serve 4, a small one if you're only serving 2, and then we let those cook in a covered skillet. You add, you know, whatever seasonings you want, like salt and pepper is all we do, and then Oh, I forgot to say, you're gonna want to make sure that the skillet is buttered because potatoes just love to stick to pans, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt unless you butter the skillet ahead of time, or use like Pam or whatever nonstick kind of thing you like. And then once those potatoes are fully cooked, go ahead and throw in the eggs. And our rule is, like, a rule of thumb is 1 egg per burrito you want to make. So we're making 8 burritos for 4 people, so I used 8 eggs and then the 1 nice big russet potato. And then, you cook the potatoes all the way through, and then you add your eggs, because you want the potatoes fully cooked, because the eggs take like no time at all to cook. And you cook it all in a single skillet, which is one of the reasons we love this dish. Not only is it delicious and super easy to make, but it only uses 1 skillet. So, we're living in the RV, we don't have a whole lot of sink space, and doing dishes is awful because we don't have a dishwasher. So 1 skillet is awesome. And then, I forgot to say, add mozzarella cheese to the egg and potato mixture. When you add the eggs, add mozzarella cheese too, and it really helps the flavor. If you don't do that, then I don't know, it just doesn't taste right. It's like the eggs are almost too flaky or something. The cheese mixed in with all that and melted just makes it kind of a little gooier, and it's And then we top it, with any old cheese, shredded cheese, like I like Monterey cheddar, Colby and Monterey Jack, and Jenny likes cheddar, so you can top it with whatever. And then we also do an avocado and salsa, and so good, so easy and delicious. Knock knock. I don't have hands.
Yeah, we need a little help. Hold on.
Sorry, fine.
Oh, yay!
There you go. You guys want to take one?
Thank you guys for
Yeah, you're welcome.
This looks amazing.
They're out there right now.
So, what cheese did we decide on?
I give you Colby and Monterey Jack, because we had the most. That's the one we had the most of.
I mean, I was really hoping for mozzarella, but
well, then you should have said something.
I'm just teasing.
I want a goat cheese.
That's what.
Goat cheese.